How y'all feeling? Y'all good? Yeah. Come on, how y'all feeling? Y'all, it's raining outside, but it's not raining in here. Y'all good? Come on, get your noise. All right, before I start, though, I want to do a quick prayer. All right? I don't want to go forth and talking without praying. But everybody should bow their heads, close their eyes. We're going to do a quick prayer, all right? God, we come right now just to say thank you, God. We want to thank you for waking us up this morning. We want to thank you for waking up every morning, God. We want to thank you for allowing us to make it through thus far in 2019. We ask that you bless every day that we have. We ask that you bless every single day we have to breathe on this earth, that you allow us to take advantage of, God. We ask that you allow us to see you in a different way, God. And I ask that you bless this word that I'm going to speak to these kids, God. I ask that you not only let them hear it, I ask that you let them feel it, let them live it, let them embrace it, because this is a word for them. This is something that can not just be taught to them, but can be taught to me. That can be taught to all of my peers, because this is that's something that we need to know, something that we need to learn, God. And I pray that every single child in here is blessed in every single way possible, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, every single way possible. I ask they are blessed. In your son, Jesus' name, I pray, amen.
Amen.
All right. So, you guys, y'all got your soap, right? So, since you got your soap, you can tell that the topic for today is cleaning, right? So, I was brought today to talk to y'all about cleansing. And before I do that, I'm gonna give y'all a little info on me. My name is Terrance Keys. As Miss Tiffany stated, my father is a part of Church Chicago, a group that performed a few months ago. I'm a 16-year-old junior. I go to Proviso West, and I don't want y'all to think just because I'm up here, I'm any better than y'all. Right now, I am the same as you all. I am no different. We are all one. So just like I'm speaking this message to you, I'm speaking it to myself. Because not only do you need to be clean, I need to be clean. Jesse needs to be clean. Elisha needs to be clean. Miss Tiffany needs to be clean. Everybody in this room needs to be clean. Not just everybody, but everybody in this world needs to be clean, all right? So as I talk, I want y'all to listen to this, okay? So, when I dive in this, I want to ask y'all a little question. This question is, do you believe in God? Who believes in God? Raise your hand if you believe in God. All right? So, do you believe that you've been cleansed in God? Do y'all believe that? Okay, so look. Now, some of the little kids may be thinking, well, what do cleaning mean? It's two ways I can define cleaning. The real life definition would be intending to clean something thoroughly. Now, you got your soap. Everybody raise your soap up. No. Oh, don't raise it. Never mind. So, you got your soap. Usually in real life, you use your soap to clean your body when you're in the shower, clean your underarms, clean all over. All right? So that's the real life definition. But I'm going to focus in on the spiritual definition. And the spiritual definition is when you look to see where you have not been honest with yourself. Okay? That's a real key in this world today. A lot of us are not honest with ourselves these days because we go through things in our life that we tend to forget about. We think that forgetting about it is that just going to let it go away. When sometimes forgetting about what happens to us in our life is what causes us to go into a deep depression later on in our life. Because everything that we have gone through builds up and builds up and builds up and causes us to break down. Okay, and as kids, in this world today, it hits us a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna use my two guys here. Okay, Jesse right here, he's gonna be God. Okay, this is God. Light skin, curly hair. This God, pretty boy. Elijah here, this is gonna be a 16-year-old kid whose life has been terrible. Okay. So, Elijah here, let's say, his father left him when he was 5. His mother was on drugs. He went back and forth through foster care, okay? He has literally been through the worst things possible. I'm gonna use, can I use this? Keep that. I'll tell you what you do with that. So, that cup right there is soap. In the physical form, that is soap. But watch this. This is what God here gave us. When you were born in this world, we all were given soap, a spiritual soap. And that spiritual soap is called prayer. Okay? So when you use this prayer, you get a piece of this soap and you rub it on yourself. All right? And by rubbing it on yourself, I don't mean literally taking the words of prayer and doing this. No. Praying means having a deep communication with God and saying what you want God to know. Okay? God isn't just like God is like your best friend that you trust with everything. How many of y'all got a best friend? Y'all tell y'all best friend anything, right? Yeah. So God is like a spiritual best friend, and you can tell literally everything. And here's why you can tell everything to God. Because he knows everything. When you were born in this world, everything you have been through, everything you're going to go through, everything you're going through right now, God knows and he planned it out. So if God planned out every single bad thing that happened to you in your life, do you think God is just going to let you deal with that? No. Since he knows you're going through all this, since he knows you're going to do this, some point in your life, you're going to find a way out of that bad thing. So that's why I want you all to keep this cleansing thing in, because when you learn how to clean yourself is when God is going to bring that new feeling to you. Okay? God is going to bring a new understanding when you learn how to clean yourself. And I'm going to give you some steps to cleaning yourself, okay? The first step is looking to see what you're not being honest with yourself with. Like I said before, a lot of us, we tend to lie to ourselves and say that we're okay, okay? We have this built up emotion inside of us, this built up pain inside of us that we allow to just build up until it gets to a point where it's all over your body and you can't handle it anymore. The first step to cleansing yourself is taking all this pain and dropping it. Be honest with yourself and say, yes, my father left. Yes, my mother was on drugs. Yes, she left. Everybody was gone. When you can stand up to yourself and say yes, that's the first step to cleansing yourself. And when you can do that, then you become stronger as a person. Because when you can deal with your inside pain, when you can deal with the outside pain that comes into your life. Okay? So the second step, and I want to add a little metaphor for you, okay? So everybody think of your body as a ship. A boat. As a ship. Okay? Now, as everybody knows, a ship has a captain, a crew, and it has the seas that it travels on, right? So I want you to think of your heart as the captain, your mind as the crew, and life as the sea that you're traveling on. Your body is taking you through all these seas of life, and you're navigating through all these hurdles and all these whirlwinds, and you got the wrong people leading your ship. See, a lot of us these days, we have our mind leading us in the wrong direction. Our thoughts lead us to this bad place, when really your heart should. Yes, your heart has been broken, but at the end of the day, you can get through it because you learn how to pray. Prayer is a powerful weapon, guys. And when you learn how to use prayer in its right way, it can heal every single pain you've ever caused in your life. I don't know how old you are. I don't know how much pain any of you have went through. But when you learn how to pray and when you learn how to deal with it in that way, it'll be gone. And I promise you it will. And you can quote me on it because I've witnessed it happen. I've been through some hard things, but when I learned how to pray out of it, when I learned how to pray through my struggles, I was way out of it. I got out of it, and I felt better in the end. Okay, guys? All right. So, like I said, your heart is the captain of the ship, and your mind is the crew. Okay? In this case, since the heart is the captain, your body is the ship, and your mind is the crew, you need a formidable leader to lead your ship. Okay? Now, your heart has to be in the right shape for it to lead a big ship like this, because your body is no matter how small you are, your body is a lot to handle. You got a lot in your body, young man. You got a lot. So your small heart got to deal with this big body one day. You're going to be 35 years old, and you may have a small heart, but at the end of the day, you got to learn how to let that small heart be a big leader to that big body. Okay? So this is how you do that. You find ways to understand life a little bit better by letting life come into your heart. All right? I keep on saying this because it's gonna happen. You're gonna deal with a lot of more pains in your life. In our young ages, we may have dealt with a lot, but as we get older, it's just gonna get harder and harder. And some of these adults can testify to that. Am I right? As you get older, you're gonna deal with a lot of harder things. Am I right?
Amen.
So we may think it's hard now. We may be crying at night. We may be depressed. But when you get older, you're gonna be in a sunken place. I promise you. But you got to learn how to pray. Which brings me to my third step, prayer. I'm gonna say it again. Once you learn how to pray your way out of it, it becomes so much easier. I promise you it will, because it's gonna give you a clear understanding of what you gotta do. Once you allow your heart to take control and not let your mind lead you in the wrong directions, then you will be treated so much better in life. Because one thing this life can't take is somebody with a strong heart. Because there are going to be a lot of people in this world that's going to break somebody with a big heart. Because you can love a lot of people, and there's going to be people that's going to take your love for granted and consider it weakness. But you can't let that happen. Because with a strong heart, you have to have a strong ship. Okay? A strong captain is gonna need a strong ship behind it, and it's gonna need a strong crew. Now, don't let your crew get so strong that it overthrows your captain. You gotta understand where your crew is gonna have to calm down and say, hey, let the captain take this one. You calm down, stay in the back. We're gonna need you later. Okay, guys? So when you ready to fight somebody, I'm gonna use this. You get into an altercation with your best friend. Your best friend, y'all disrespect each other, y'all hate each other now. And you get to a point where y'all want to fight. Your mind, your crew is telling you, man, we gotta go. We gotta beat him. We gotta stick him in the toilet. We gotta do everything to him. We gotta beat him. We gotta get him. But your heart is saying, but that was once my best friend. That was once somebody that I trusted with everything. Y'all ever dealt with that? Y'all ever felt like you wanted to beat somebody, but then you remember that they were once closer to you? Yeah. So you have to understand when to let your heart take control. Now it's gonna be some days where you're gonna have to do that to them. You know, it's gonna have to be some days where you're gonna have to let the crew take over and say, hey, go on here and do it to them. But you gotta know when the right time, because we gotta remember as young kids in this day and age, every action has a reaction. And that's a law in our life. Every one of our actions will have a reaction. And everything we do in our life is gonna affect us later on, good or bad. You could make good choices now, and it's gonna give you some good repercussions later on. You can make some really bad choices right now, and it's gonna make some really bad repercussions in your life. But you gotta remember to always stay focused on what you're gonna do. Okay, guys? Okay. So as we get older, and I say we because I wanna figure this out myself too. As we get older, we have to understand when's the right time to do stuff and when's the wrong time to do stuff. And we understand that difference is when we understand that difference is when we let our captain take control and let our crew stay behind. It's when we learn how to let our crew take control and let our captain stay behind, okay? So I want everybody to repeat after me and say, my heart is my captain.
My heart is my captain.
My mind is my crew.
My mind is my crew.
And as long as this ship is sailing,
and as long as this ship is sailing,
my captain is in control.
My captain is in control.
And as I close right now, like I said, prayer is the most powerful weapon. How many of you all want to get prayed for?